So you're moving to San Antonio, Texas. Awesome. Let's talk about 3 pros and 3 cons that you're going to be getting from a local here in San Antonio. First one we got to talk about, and this is my favorite, and this is the reason why I stay here in San Antonio, it's the weather. It's awesome, guys. Right around now, you're looking at it in November, December. It's great. You're not going to have the super cold weather where you can't go outside. Granted, you can't go outside right now, right? But at the same time, we can go ahead and take a walk, and it's amazing to know that the weather isn't going to be too bad. Granted, around summertime, it gets a little hot, but nothing that we can't deal with having some awesome pools, awesome water parks, SeaWorld. You even got yourself, a lot of hiking parks here in San Antonio all across the city. And then of course, Six Flags, where you got your rides as well as your water park. It's amazing, guys. If you have a pool at home, whichever home you end up choosing here in San Antonio, if you have a pool, it's gonna be amazing. And then you're gonna be able to enjoy it pretty much all throughout the year. So the weather is amazing. And one of the things that I do love around the November, December time, even January, that not only can you go outside, but if you have kids, they're gonna enjoy the parks that are pretty much everywhere here in San Antonio. If you have any more questions as to where those parks are and you already here in San Antonio, I'd love to help you out. Give me a shout. But being able to go outside and enjoy these parks leads me to the con, and this is the worst one for me because it hits me right at home, and it's allergies. I suffer crazy allergies when it comes to Mount Cedar. Now for me personally, and my family, like my mom, my dad, it hits them pretty hard. Now I will tell you this, for my wife, she moved from California, she moved here, she never really had allergies, but every now and then, depending on the season, she does get affected by it. So I will tell you that no matter where you're coming from, just keep in mind allergies may get you. But even then, there is medicine that can definitely help you out. Here in Texas, San Antonio, since Mount Cedar is pretty prominent, and that's the one thing that usually gets everybody when they move here. There's a specific drops that we usually take. I don't have a picture with me, but I'll show it to you as soon as you call me. And that way, once you're actually here, as long as you can find it, you'll be able to pretty much enjoy the weather as it is now without having to suffer the allergies. So now let's talk about the second pro that I have here in San Antonio, and it's awesome growth opportunity for you looking at a job here. Granted, it all depends on what industry you're wanting to do or what you're doing already, and if you're going ahead and relocating here in San Antonio, majority of the time you already have something stable here in San Antonio. Now, but if you are just moving here because you love the weather and you love visiting here and you have family here and you just want to make sure you get yourself here to San Antonio, but then starting to look at opportunities of what you can do, I will say this, there's plenty of opportunities when it comes to call centers, the medical field. If you're in the military, it's a great opportunity for you as well, due to you can definitely transfer over here as long as they have that opportunity for you. Now there is also the Amazon Fulfillment Center, a lot of other opportunities that we're hearing that are coming here to San Antonio or in the surrounding areas, which are pretty awesome for you as well. So definitely a lot of growth and a lot of opportunities for you to succeed here in this city. That actually leads me over to the third pro here, and it's culture. Since we do have a lot of tourism, and of course a lot of people after touring, they love to stay here and they actually move here. You get all kinds of different cultures and different people actually moving here to San Antonio. So when it comes to the culture, when it comes to the people are great. Why? Because you get to meet a whole variety of people, and that gives you a lot of opportunities to not only get to know a lot of people, but also to enjoy what actually San Antonio brings to you. So it's great, guys, and it's gonna be amazing. Now, the two cons, I'm sorry, that I did not touch on, but now, sadly, I gotta bring it up, is due to all this tourism, due to a lot of growth opportunity and a lot of people moving here to San Antonio, is gonna be the traffic. Traffic, of course, is not as bad as other huge cities like maybe Los Angeles, New York, man, even Houston at a time. I know when I go there, it's pretty bad traffic, but here in San Antonio, it's not too bad, but of course it is something that you're gonna have to deal with as we grow Granted, right now it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to get from one side to the other of the city, and it all depends on also timing. So if you're usually leaving to work early in the morning when everybody else is, that's something to expect. But if you're already used to it from where you're coming from, and then of course there's always different ways around. So the way kind of like San Antonio is built is like you can go in a circle, to get anywhere you want to go to, since we're pretty much close to any highway from any community where you're at. Now, keep in mind, as soon as we start game planning of where you want to be stationed and have your homestead at, that's when we can start looking at more, maybe shortcuts from here and there, so that we can cut your time in half and maybe save you a couple minutes. But that leads us to the third con, and this could be something that can even be worked on. It all depends on where you want to be at when you actually move here in San Antonio, and that's all across town. We kind of have higher property taxes. Right now on average it's a 2.7%, so they're a little bit higher than most areas, but at the same time it can all be looked at once you actually select where you want to be. And that's what we're here for. We're here to talk more about it, game plan for when you do move here to San Antonio. We know exactly where you want to be, and at the same time how we can actually budget for you as well, now knowing how much you're going to be needing here in the house. But like I said, all of that we can talk about a little bit more in detail. Right now I'll give you a little bit more of a pro so we can outdo all those cons, and that's just amazing cost of living here, guys. Like I said, we already talked more about the taxes. They are a little bit higher, but even then the cost of living here, you can have so much of an opportunity to have a happy, great life here in San Antonio. I spoke about the the growth here, the growth opportunities. Well, imagine pretty much right now, we're at the 90% of the cost of living here in San Antonio. So even if you're just relocating from one state to another, your job already has you something secure here, or you're just moving here to San Antonio, keep in mind the cost of living is a lot less than probably where you came from. Granted, it all depends on what you're looking for, and you would definitely have a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to the cost of living and living a little bit more comfortably within your means here in San Antonio. But I'm telling you guys, you're gonna love San Antonio. I'll start giving a little bit more value as we go, video to video, just give you more details of what there is really to do here in San Antonio. But so far right now, I wanted to share with you guys those 4 pros, and then of course those 3 cons. Thanks so much for your time. I hope you guys have a great day. Give me a call when you get a chance. It's 210-589-5718. Nat Ramirez with eXp Realty. Hablo Espanol. Si necesitan ayuda con lo que es bienes y raíces aquí en San Antonio, denme una llamada, es 210-589-5718. Hasta luego. Bye bye. Nos vemos pronto.